Hello everyone, how are you? So, in our last class, we talked about the reason for the mitzvot and why the Rambam said, yes, that it is appropriate that we meditate and according to our intellectual capacity regarding the Torah laws to understand their deeper meaning. We talked a little bit about what it means and why it's important to understand. Now I want to talk a little bit about reason and taste for the mitzvot tam. Yeah, so mitzvot generally may be classified into two separate categories. Okay, we have the chukim, laws whose underlying rationale remain as unknown entirely to the human being, and mishpatim, those to whom reason man has been made private, allowing him an awareness of the positive impact they have on society at large and on in the individual personal quality of life. So we have laws that we do not know why we're doing them. Yes, these are hukim, these are things that we need to do because Hashem, everything we need to do because Hashem told us that we need to do. Yes, but in general, for the hukim, we don't really have a reason. Yes, with time, the rabbis and Chachamim over the years explained the reason that stay behind, reason that may be a little bit more, let's say, help us a little bit more understanding why we have to do it. And we have the mishpatim that are more like reasonable, like we understand why we're doing them, and maybe in many situations we would have done this even without someone telling us why. Yes. So in Tanakh, the basic portion of food necessary for minimal human survival is called lechem chuki. Okay, it's written in Mishlei 38 from the word chok, statue. Just as one nutritional needs may be met even via intragastric feeding, so too the minimal purpose and goal of mitzvot is more than sufficient provided by the mere physical act of mitzvah fulfillment, which is in itself a show of subservience to the Almighty. Doing a mitzvah, even without knowing its meaning, provides us with our basic spiritual sustenance requirement. So we get from the mitzvah what we need, what our soul needs to survive, to like the same way as we need a specific amount of food for us to be able to feel that we ate something for the body to sustain itself. Yes, but the same thing the soul needs. Specific needs this from the mitzvot. Yes, even if we don't understand why what we are doing in the mitzvot, the soul is thinking when it needs to connect, to survive, to feel like spiritual. Yes. Yet, just as one has little appetite for nourishment imbibed in such a fashion and does not relish such taste as food, so too the sense of excitement, intellectual identification, and emotional attachment that should be part and parcel of doing a mitzvah is extremely difficult to achieve without knowing the reason. It is for this reason that taste, tam, has a dual meaning, taste and reason. The reason makes the mitzvah appetizing and tasty to the heart and mind, so not only the body, but the totality of the Jew, body, mind, soul, and emotion serve Hashem in fulfillment of the words of King David, all my limbs will say Hashem, who is like you. It is with this in mind that we approach the task of investigating the mitzvot of kashrut and all the other mitzvot that we are doing. Now, what is very important is to understand that Hashem really wants our heart. Yes, he wants our soul, he wants our heart, he wants to put emotions into what we do because we are not robots. Yeah, and even though it's very important to do the mitzvot even without understanding why, the fact that we understand why, it's helping us put that soul and heart into everything we do, and then we live the mitzvot. We see the fire in everything. We love to serve Hashem. And when we do that, then everything else is also influencing us on a much higher level. Yes, and the connection that we have with Hashem, it's completely different. So that's why we learn a little bit about the taste of the mitzvot and why it's important to know and to understand why we're doing things. I wish you a great day and see you in our next class.